I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, says the Lord, who is, and who was, and who is to come, the Almighty. Eternity. It's not something we give much thought to, but the Bible is filled with the idea of that which is eternal. As we see, the Lord states that He is, and was, and is to come. 3 is the number of a complete witness, so these 3 phrases sum up the meaning of eternity. What is eternal has always existed in the past, must always exist in the present, and will always exist in the future. The key word here is always, for there are those things that have existed in the past but no longer exist in the present. Then there are those things that currently exist but will cease to exist sometime in the future. That which is eternal never ceases to exist. Have you ever stopped to think that, in essence, the present moment defines eternity? Think about it. It's never past nor future, but always the present moment. Kind of messes with the head, doesn't it? One of the more difficult inaccuracies I have found in the King James Bible is the 2 Greek transliterations, aion and aionios. These have been translated as many different words, but the most prominent are the words everlasting, eternal, and ever, as in forever and ever. Why are these renderings inaccurate? Because the meaning of aion and aionios is an age and that which pertains to an age, respectively. An age has a beginning and end. Therefore, it cannot represent what is eternal, since eternity has no beginning or end. In light of an age, it should be noted that anything that exists in every age would be eternal, but the age itself is not. Eternity consists of every age, but at the same time, eternity is ageless. So what would be the opposite of eternity? Take a look at what Paul said in the following. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, is working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, while we do not look at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporary, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Here we go. According to Paul, the things which are seen are temporary, while the things which are not seen are eternal. Both times, our word eternal is aionios. Young's literal translation renders them as age during, while the concordant literal New Testament renders them as aionian, the adjective form of eon. When I asked Google for the definition of eon, it returned the following. An eon is a major division of geological time, longer than an era. It's a really long period of time. Here are the main definitions. A very long period of time. This is the most common usage, often used to exaggerate how long something takes or has lasted. For example, I haven't seen you in eons. A major division of geological time. In geology, an eon is the largest unit of time, typically encompassing billions of years. Examples include the Precambrian eon and the Phanerozoic eon. So, an eon can refer to both a specific geological time frame and a general sense of immense duration. When I asked for a definition of Aionian, it returned the following. Aionian is an adjective that means of or relating to an eon. An eon is a major division of geological time, longer than an era. Continuing forever or indefinitely, synonymous with words like eternal, everlasting, perpetual, and unending. Essentially, Aionian refers to something that is extremely long-lasting or seemingly without end. Okay, so much for technicalities, right? Not sure if this helps or not. But there is a very important reason why all of this must be pointed out. And what is it? It's this. Whenever we consider something in the Bible that is marked eternal or everlasting, we don't want to automatically assume it is. Remember, for something to be eternal, it must have always existed in the past, still exist in the present, and continue to exist in the future. In other words, it transcends every age, regardless of how many there are. Maybe I should just stuck with this definition, huh? With all this being said, anything aged during or relevant to a particular age or even ages does not automatically make it eternal. So whenever we see a word preceded by aion or aionios, we need to take a second look. That's just about every word rendered eternal and everlasting in the King James New Testament. So, Mr. Jack, why are you presenting all of this? Here's why. Please look at the following. If your hand or foot causes you to sin, cut it off and cast it from you. It is better for you to enter into life lame or maimed, rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet, to be cast into the everlasting fire. And if your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out and cast it from you. It is better for you to enter into life with 1 eye, rather than having 2 eyes, to be cast into hellfire. Question: is Jesus speaking literally or metaphorically here? I would assume metaphorically, since I don't see a lot of folks cutting off their hands and feet and plucking out their eyes, right? So if this is the case, then wouldn't the hell or Gehenna fire also be symbolic? Why would Jesus switch from figurative to literal in the same context? Just thinking out loud. By the way, in these passages, the hands refer to our works or deeds, while feet refer to our walk or conduct, metaphorically speaking. The eyes refer to our inward perception or understanding. We are always judged according to our works, reflected in the principle of sowing and reaping. And of course, you see where I have inserted aionios. Age during, pertaining to an age. Eternal, maybe, maybe not. What is this everlasting fire? Definition by context defines it as hellfire or Gehenna fire. And this is where I'll stop and where we will pick up from in the next study. Please feel free to leave your comments, questions, or criticisms, or to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for being a part of Grain of Wheat Publishing.